Hey guys, what I do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and today I come with you with a video essay. The Machine and the Cog. The Cog that destroyed the machine, the tale of Yuji Itadori, a boy born, cursed, and gifted with the ability to contain the strongest curse in history. The whys don't matter to the Cog, he just wanted to play his role and end the perpetual cycle of the Jujutsu world. Yuji was always sympathetic. He didn't enjoy even the demise of those who wronged him, but he knew that he had to take action. He always had to fight. His grandfather had cursed him with the burden of not dying alone, like he himself dead, friendless, loveless, alone, no visitors except for his young grandson, Yuji Itadori. Whether knowingly or not, Yuji attempted to appease his grandfather's dying words, except as a Jujutsu sorcerer under the tutelage of the strongest sorcerer in history, Gojo Satoru. His newfound friendship in Megumi Fushigori, Nobara Kugisaki, and later Todo Ayo, Maki Zenin, Yuta Okotsu, and more. Yuji was surrounded by those that he cared for and those that cared for him. He was a talented sorcerer amongst the other talented sorcerers, his only key attribute being his unusual physical abilities. Almost like one with a heavenly restriction, except he could still utilize Jujutsu. His limit? There was none. The cog, known as Yuji Itadori, continued to fight alongside his friends, but the chaos only increased. The world itself began to tilt towards the dark side. Kenjaku, a sorcerer from ancient times, the creator Yuji, had begun to make his final preparations to eliminate a thorn that has chased and messed with all of his plans for centuries. A six-eye user had consistently stopped his nefarious plans just as he was about to accomplish them. It seemed that fate itself had decided to prevent him from ever succeeding. He was hopeless against any powerful six-eye user, yet alone the one known as Satoru Gojo. So a plan had commenced, and perhaps Yuji was simply a tester. If you can, Yuji had the ability to contain the mighty Sukuna. Well, if that was possible, then perhaps a similar thing could be done to Gojo. He searched and planned until he had the perfect opportunity. See, Kenjaku had realized that Gojo, despite being the strongest, had one major weakness. He did not wish to directly kill any innocent being. Gojo had decided long ago to put his fate in a new generation, fostered by the strongest, to be even greater than he. He had realized his own limitations and decided that being alone was a burden too great for any one. Kenjaku's plan was perfect. Place Gojo in an environment containing as many innocent people as possible and seal him when he was least expecting it. He knew that there would be no hope in defeating him in any other way. The only being that may have the ability to do so was trapped inside of the cog, a sleeper agent, a proxy if you may. Gojo was sealed and trapped due to his refusal to unleash his full power and kill everyone in the Shibuya station. On the other side, the cog was getting stronger and stronger, fighting his older brother, Choso, losing, being force-fed more of Sukuna's fingers that held his power, soul, and ego. Yuji rampaged above ground under Sukuna's control, killing countless and leaving nothing but destruction in his way. Mahito, a curse working under Kenjaku, who had already killed someone Yuji considered a friend, and Shibuya now had left Nobara barely alive, Maki's face burnt, and his mentor, Kento Nanami, murdered in cold blood. Despite Yuji exacting his revenge, he was saddened and broken inside and thought he deserved only death for his part in failing to control the force that was Sukuna. The same force that later tricked him and took over his best friend, Megumi. The same force that killed his sensei and the strongest, Satoru Gojo. The same force that killed countless sorcerers and looked down on him. Yuji's soul was still unbreakable. He refused to stay down. He refused to let this force win. Yuji never stopped fighting, no matter how hopeless it seemed. Eventually, Yuji defeated even Sukuna himself, the strongest force in the Jujutsu world, defeated by a mere cog. The cog that seemed to be losing everything. The cog that was left standing alone against the strongest curse in history. Yuji Itadori willed himself to victory by finally understanding and unleashing his very own domain expansion. Yuji inadvertently had fulfilled his grandfather's dying wish. Despite losing many, Yuji stood not alone but with friends who had survived the onslaught of the culling game. The cog that Sukuna looked down upon and saw little to nothing from. That cog had reason to be the one to destroy the machine. Thank you. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.